If you were sat before the very person who was about to decide the very fate of the rest of your life, you'd expect to have some composure about yourself, right? Well, not for today's perps. Today's Karens love to dig holes. However, they'll do anything but sit in them. So here we go. First up today, we have Penelope Soto's bail hearing, where things take an unexpected turn.
Good morning, Soto. You're being charged with possession of Xanax. B-A-R-S. I don't know what that is. What is that?
Xanax bars, how they refer to it. Ms. Soto, you working?
Yes,
How much money you making a week approximately?
approximately about $200 a week.
Okay, and do you own any property of value? A house, a car, a bank account, significant amounts of jewelry?
Yes,
What do you own?
I own a lot of jewelry, all right,
Okay.
as well as
Oh, go
a
ahead.
car.
Well, how much would you say your jewelry is worth? It's not a joke, you know. We are not in a club now.
Okay, but it's
Hey, well, you see, we are not in a club. Be serious about it.
I'm serious about it.
You're
You
being
just
very.
made me
I can
laugh.
see you're serious, all right.
You just made me laugh. I apologize.
It's all right. How much is your jewelry worth?
It's worth a lot of money.
Like what?
Like Rick Ross.
Huh?
It's worth
Ma'am,
money.
have you had any kind of drugs in the last 24 hours?
Actually, no.
Actually, no.
Judge, I'll make it easy for the court, respectfully. I'll accept appointment at this time.
No, I'm going to appoint you because you own a lot of substantial amounts of jewelry. You can go and sell your jewelry for a private attorney. What is the standard bond?
It should be,
Ain't going to be no PTS.
okay, 5,000 on count one, and then the rest should be ROR.
Count one would be 5,000 per hour cost found. Count two would be ROR. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Adios, I guess. But wait, this judge isn't done with her yet.
Come back, ma'am. Come back. Come back. Count one would be 10,000.
Are you serious?
I am serious. Adios. Come back again. Come back again. Bring him back again.
What's up?
I believe I heard you saying
Yes,
to.
I did. I'm not going to the
I believe you. Did you say?
Actually, I
Did you say that?
Yes, sir. I did.
Oh, you did say that?
I'm not
I find you in
gonna lie.
direct criminal contempt. 30 days in the county jail.
Penelope apologized at a hearing 4 days later, blaming her behavior on the Xanax and alcohol she consumed before the court appearance. The judge withdrew the contempt citations and urged her to seek drug counseling. Next up, we have Deobra Redden, who went viral recently for his Olympic-level desk hurdle. Oh, and of course there was the attack on the Clark County District Court judge. Let's jump right in.
Because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court
Deobra is now facing new charges that include a felony charge of battery on a protected person, resulting in substantial bodily harm, and 3 other misdemeanor charges. Moving on, we have Stevie Coulter from Hillsborough, Ohio for a pre-trial hearing.
Ohio versus Stevie Don Coulter. Are you Stevie Don Coulter? Pardon me? Are you all right, Mrs. McCoulter? I can't hear you. You have a really bad headache? Anything else wrong with you? Well, we'll go ahead and have this pre-trial, but a couple of things I want to talk about. I have a report from probation department that she's been testing positive for gabapentin, marijuana, methamphetamine, amphetamine.
I just have a question. Does it even test for gabapentin on tip and a drug
What's
test?
that now?
Does it test for gabapentin on tip and drug test?
Okay.
I mean, I'm a very intelligent person, and I know a lot, and I just look stuff up.
Stevie decides that now is the time to bring up what she thought to be a discrepancy in her arrest report.
And in this statement from the police, from this one, it says, then I identified female Stevie Coulter not Stevie Coulter identified herself. So he arrested me based off of.
Okay, well,
I've
that's
never
not what
met
we're
him
here about here
before.
today, Ms. Coulter. It's clear that you're not in a
But they
situation.
lied also, though, Judge. They
You don't-
lied
and don't
about
interrupt me, Miss
pulling her
Coulter.
hair and everything. I was denied access to these videos.
Ms. Coulter,
The
be
videos
quiet.
wasn't wrong,
Quiet. Don't speak.
because they lied.
Be quiet, I said. I'm not lying. I said be quiet. You understand me?
It lied.
All right, I'm holding you in contempt, and you're going to be sentenced to jail for 10 days. Ms. Coulter, you're disrupting this
I promise
proceeding.
you, I'm not trying to be like that.
Yeah, you're.
But
you're
it's in
yes,
black
you
and white. It's right there.
All right.
I highlighted it. Then I identified within the first 3 lines.
I don't even know what you're talking about because it has nothing to do with what we're here
the
for
police
today.
officer that arrested me. It was wrongful arrest, and then I had 5 cops on me.
All right, you have an
I
attorney.
had 5 cops on me.
Ms. Coulter, you have an attorney.
I wasn't even being I didn't even touch that girl. It was my only form
Take
of
her into
defense.
custody. Put a cuff on her.
I don't care if it's That's wrong. You're going to do trial. I want to do trial.
As she's taken away, Stevie leaves the courtroom with a little parting gift.
I hate every person in this.
After serving 10 days in jail for contempt, Stevie was ordered to report to probation for failing multiple drug tests, but when she failed to report, a warrant was issued and she was arrested again before being ordered to undergo a psychiatric evaluation for competency. Her case is pending. Moving on, we have a potty mouth in Orange who starts a shouting match inside a Kansas courtroom between the judge, an assistant district attorney, and himself.
All the evidence shows that you deliberately.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I know
The
you
words
did.
were that you deliberately were hawking up.
Bullshit. I didn't hawk up no saliva, okay? That's bullshit, and you're gonna believe those lies. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't hawk up no saliva. You gonna believe a lie, because they wearing uniform. Just like they beat
Well, you seem like
Richards.
such a nice guy.
They beat
I mean,
Richards.
I do see why.
Did they beat Richards in February? That wrote, oh, and you don't know who Richards is, huh? February 15th, that rogue ass Diaz beat the man, fractured his jaw, put him in the hospital on life support. You remember that? So he's doing such a good job, isn't he? Diaz, wearing a uniform, right? Rogue ass deputy.
Look at me.
Just
I'm
like
in charge of
Eagleton.
this.
You ain't gotta scream at me. You gonna raise your voice at me?
Oh my God.
You raise your voice to me, I raise my voice to you. You just in a road.
I appreciate Mr. Gaines making my point for me.
You punk,
Very well received.
maggot mother.
And I don't think I have to take insults from
I know. You. You's a. You's a.
He's a tough guy now.
You's a.
But I think
You's a. And you'll be a. After I get sentenced,
I
punk.
think Mr. Gaines has forfeited to me. His,
I'm ready to go. I was ready to go. You punk.
I'm talking.
You.
Take out of the
You's a
courtroom.
maggot.
Yeah, you're a tough guy.
You's a maggot, punk. You should have died. You's a baby. Maggot.
Anytime, Mr. Gaines.
Shut up, punk. You's a maggot. Should have died. You's a baby. Still born.
Michael Gaines was convicted for spitting in the faces of 2 deputies and was sentenced to 13 years in prison. Next up, we have a foul-mouthed felon who goes head-to-head with the following judge.
By count 1, followed by count 2, for a total of 22 years with credit for 231 days. The court determines that you have or will have the ability to pay restitution.
Courtroom, you racist ass. Your courtroom, man. You racist as You racist as Nigga, 22 years. Racist ass bitch. You ain't shit. Nigga, James Sturgeon, Lisa Sturgeon told me about that.
Actually, you know what? Remember when I said that you had or something more?
You never gave me probation.
Wait a minute.
You never gave me a chance.
When I said that you had a certain amount of remorse, I was mistaken. The court determines that maximum needed, so it's 11 years on count 1 and 11 years on count 3.
His behavior in the courtroom? got him an extra 6 years in prison. Moving on, we have convicted felon Sean Rikers from Racine, Wisconsin, at his pre-sentencing hearing. Riker was recently found guilty of 16 crimes against his family, including sexual assault and the physical abuse of a child, as well as reckless endangerment.
Is this your idea, Merrick? Huh? You got me looking like a clown? Stupid punk. Merrick. You! I'm killing all you, Wayne. I got your address, Wayne Merrick. I got your home address. I got address. I got address. And I'm having you all killed. Ain't nothing you're gonna do about it either. You know why? Because this is a state that doesn't have the death penalty. You're gonna sentence me to life? Don't give a Don't give a I'm getting mine, you
Unsatisfied with the judge's reaction, he gives the prosecutors a go.
You eat this up? Punk. What the do you want?
As per his request, Riker did not appear at his own sentencing, which would have really given him something to curse about, as he was sentenced to 200 years at a state prison. Riker appealed this, but it was denied. As we continue, we have another desk hurdler on the loose, but this time, she didn't quite make it over. Check it out.
No. You will be held in contempt of this court if you become disruptive. I don't care. I haven't done anything to this court. I haven't done anything to him.
She'll be arrested for 10 days for contempt of court. You go now.
Next up, we have Sherry Lynn, who's less than pleased to be in court today.
Have you ever been treated for any mental health issues?
Why don't you go yourself first?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
I said go yourself.
Okay, well, I'm a little busy right now. Ma'am, I'm just trying to help you.
Ma'am, he's trying to help you, and please don't use profanity or try and disrupt my courtroom, because I don't want to be forced to hold you in contempt of court. All right, Mr. Snyder's trying to help you. And I'm ordering that you stay away from Cynthia Cuba. Do not have any contact with her, and you must stay away from her home and place of business. As to the other case...
Who is this Cynthia Cuba? Tell me!
I
Where the
you allegedly tried to hit with the pliers. The other case, F-51-426, the bond gun is $5,000.
Leave town 2 and 3.
It's $5,000, and count 3 is $1,000. Have a nice day, ma'am. We'll try and get you into the hospital.
Lynn was ordered to pay a $50 fine and undergo a psychiatric evaluation. Now, we head over to Miami, Florida, where Sherry Lynn is charged with a felony battery, as well as resisting arrest with violence. And right off the bat, well, you won't believe what she says.
And who's representing you today?
I'm represented by Jesus Christ.
All right, so I'm going to appoint Mr. Findale to represent you today.
I don't want Mr. Findale. I have that right, Your Honor, and Jesus is going to represent through me. I do not want legal counsel.
Okay, all right. So what do you want to say?
I want to say that I have lived hard, loved hard, played hard, but I've been saved and applied the blood. I'm pardoned through Jesus Christ, okay? I have stumbled and I have failed many times, and mercy's rained from that bitch. Not because I deserved it, but because I'm sure somebody prayed. Okay, I wanted to taste salvation and play over here too. I was riding the fence between me and you. God gave me a choice, and it's life or death. I kid you not. Do I look like the person that stood before you in August? Do I? I'm humble. I'm gonna walk with shame.
The judge is absolutely appalled as Sherry continues to go on and on, refusing to get any legal representative on her case.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Allegation is you failed to report to probation and parole.
Okay, sir. I have nothing in this world.
All I need is an answer.
No.
Did you go? Okay.
I went to probation, yes I did. But the next 2 times I didn't have no right.
December the 9th, 2016, you were given a drug test and you were positive for methamphetamine. And that was confirmed by a lab.
Saved by the blood.
Okay. Yes or no? Do you acknowledge that?
I acknowledge I'm saved by the blood. I don't use drugs, Your Honor. I do not use it.
You've already told me that. But back on December of 2016.
His paper says so, but I will not admit it. He said I could...
Are you denying the allegations in this motion?
Yes.
The judge now asked for Sherry's probation officer to give his testimony.
Back in December,
Did she test positive for drug use? She didn't.
He's not telling the whole truth, Your Honor.
Okay.
You expect me to, he needs to too.
Hey, let me tell you something now. You can ask him a question.
Okay, have I
Can't
not
preach
been in
to it.
contact? When you called me and said the drug test came back methamphetamine, tell the truth, Sharon, what did I say?
I did not call you.
Brian Dees, you are a liar in the court of Winsburg. I promise you, Jesus is watching.
Okay, let me tell you something. I have to go by what the test
He
says.
is lying,
And
sir.
The
His
test
test wasn't right.
What I'm telling you is, I have to go by what the lab says.
Can I make
Doesn't
one
have anything
mistake?
to do with what he said.
Between me and you,
Okay.
prison is to reform me, right? To make me a good person for
Well,
society. Is
that
that
and to
correct?
keep you from breaking the law.
Okay. Well, do you believe that the blood applied by Jesus Christ can do more reform for me than Pee Wee Valley? Do you believe it can happen in 1 day, 1 minute, or 1 hour?
Well-
Sir, I'm sentenced to death. I'm going to die.
As she still wants to argue with the judge, he orders the bailiff to escort her out and revokes her bond.
Can you take her for me, please? Motion is sustained.
Sir, I have the right to speak, okay?
And you have the
my
right to
wife
speak.
is I'm going to speak, please. If you stand low and have no, I won't go, sir. No, switch us. I won't go, no. I won't go. You understand? You'll shit me before I go. I won't go.
You need to go. You don't
No,
have to
I'm
do
not.
that to you, okay?
You understand? I won't.
You need to go.
You see truth and you're denying it. No, just switch us, please. I want my family back. I've changed. No, they need Jesus like he's in a hanging on the house.
Luckily, the officers were able to contain her as she was put back behind bars. She's now serving 8 years in prison, with contempt of court and assault added to her charges. Moving on, we have Ebony Burks from Ohio, who's being charged for misdemeanor assault and domestic violence against her grandfather.
You have 3 pleas available to you today. Guilty, not guilty, no contest. What plea would you enter?
I'm not guilty.
No contact means you can't call him, you can't write him, you can't text him, you can't email him, can't leave a message on some social media, you can't go visit him. If you go someplace, even though you may have arrived first and one of them shows up, you have to leave.
So you gonna tell me I can't go home?
I'm telling you, you can't go home. If you live with Mr. McRae, you cannot return to that residence.
Oh, but how you just gonna tell me I can't go home though?
What?
Typically, right about now, a lawyer or judge would step in and try to de-escalate the situation, but it's clear that this is not a typical bond hearing.
How you gonna tell me I can't go to my home?
I just did.
Well, I bet I do.
Well, then you're in contempt, young lady, and you've got 30 days. So you're not going. You're not what?
Whoa.
Get back! Get back!
You just said I got
Get back! That's another 30 days. That's 60 days.
So what?
90 days.
So?
120 days.
Okay, and?
180 days.
No! Please, quiet. Get off me. Get your hands off me, man. What else you got to say?
Nothing. We'll talk in 6 months when you're ready to come back for your case.
I ain't got money.
That's 200 days. You got anything else to say, Miss Burks? That's 300 days!
Although she racked up a hefty 300 days, she only ended up being sentenced to 88 days. According to the judge, it's the longest sentence he's ever served for contempt of court. Up next, Shayna Hubers is in court, facing charges for the murder of her boyfriend, Ryan Poston. Not helping her case, she shows no remorse as the judge reads her sentencing, and well, it's lengthy.
This court respects the jury's sentencing recommendation of life imprisonment and finds that the recommendation is supported by the evidence and the law. This court therefore accepts the recommendation of the jury. Because this court has accepted that recommendation, this court will not be commenting further on the evidence. It is therefore the judgment of this court that you, Shayna Hubers, are hereby sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder of Ryan Poston.
If her remorseless behavior wasn't infuriating enough, take a look at her pathetic attempt at a sob story to try and sway the jury into her favor.
I played in the marching band. I played the flute and the piccolo in the band, and I was a good student. I was made fun of and called a nerd, and my parents were very strict, and they made me wear more modest clothes than the other children that weren't necessarily stylish, and I was picked on a lot as a child. It went on for years. It was so bad in middle school that the other girls, when I entered a new private school, had all been friends since kindergarten, and I was the new kid, and it was a K through 12 school that I entered in 7th grade. And I wasn't allowed to sit at their lunch table. They were very cruel to me, and I ate lunch every day for years in the bathroom. And because I was so thin and tall, I was called, I was made fun of, and the other children made up rumors that I had an eating disorder.
Hubers, now 31 years old, still spending her life in prison, is eligible to see a parole board in 2032. Moving on, we have the biggest Ken in the courtroom. He goes by the name of Daryl Brooks. Not only was he representing himself, he wanted to continually interrupt the judge.
I provided you yesterday as a courtesy with a copy of my oaths of office. My name is on that as well.
They were not certified.
You are attempting to disrupt with asking questions like this.
I am not.
I realize it may very well be related to your claim to be a sovereign citizen and disputing the
claim to be sovereign. That's correct.
Jurisdiction of this court, but these are not questions this court is obligated to
answer. I would
answer.
like to correct the record and say that I am sovereign.
All right, you believe you're sovereign. The record is corrected. So, Mr. Brooks, we're getting really close for you crossing the line.
Really close to crossing the
line. Being removed
Your
from
Honor.
The courtroom for continued interruptions.
I
want you here.
To that, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, you haven't let me get in one sentence this morning. And it is only, it's 8:57. I want you to be here. Certainly my preference is for you to be here to participate fully, but you do not have the right to disrupt the proper administration. I demand dignity, order, and decorum. You have been provided with the copy of SCR Chapter 62 that lists the responsibilities that myself, the attorneys in this courtroom, the litigants, it even applies, as you can see if you read it, applies to witnesses, jurors, those in attendance. Everyone here has been respectful other than you throughout these proceedings.
I object to that respectfully. I have not been disruptive, and I do not see any paperwork that you just described to be in front of
Mr. Brooks,
you.
I'm going to continue with a finding right now that you have flagrantly disregarded elementary standards of proper conduct. That conduct will not be tolerated. You stating things even in a mild-mannered tone of voice doesn't change the fact that we've had a dozen or more interruptions by you and by you alone. When you don't like the answer I give, even if that's a non-response, you continue to ask the same question over and over. You repeat yourself. You show absolutely no respect for the court, for these proceedings. You have demonstrated in the short, not even 30 minutes that we've been on the record, that you will continue to disrupt. I am going to have the jurors brought in. Again, it is my sincere hope that you follow these simple and basic rules, but the next interruption, you will be removed to the next courtroom.
But Judge Jennifer does not let anyone push her around, so she does this.
Can the Title IX please direct the prosecutor to answer whether there are assessment for the charges
Mr. Brooks,
in her possession?
No one's going to be answering these questions, okay? I'm not requiring the state to do that. I'm advising you to stop asking those questions. It will be considered an he's interrupted. Take him to the next courtroom. I'll make more findings when he is in the courtroom next door, and I can do that without an interruption.
Or agree to us.
All right, Mr. Brooks, you have been muted so that I can make some appropriate findings here this morning. I understand that you object. Your objection is noted. Your lack of consent is noted. As I indicated earlier, I lost track after about a dozen or so interruptions by Mr. Brooks. He continues to ask questions that I told him I would not answer.
Now, for the time a defendant was receiving his sentence for robbing the ex-NFL wide receiver Joe Jurevicius and a 70-year-old woman at gunpoint in 2 separate burglaries, here's how he reacted to his sentencing.
For kidnapping, I sentenced you to 11 years, plus 3 years for the gun. Count 8, the having a weapon while under disability, I sentenced you to 36 months. Counts 9 and 10, there are no sentences because they merged with count 5. Count 11, the disrupting public service, a felony of 4th degree, I sentence you to 12 months.
Is that 43 and a half years?
I don't think there's any half. 43 straight, right?
If you like this video and want to see more just like this, leave a like and comment below.